It's RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, and it was the finale, baby.
Ooh, did not go. When Trixie won, I remember there was a little bit of backlash, and like people were like, "Oh, she didn't deserve to win." But like this, with spoiler coming in 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, Ginger Minge winning.
I think it'll be spoiled because I'm thinking the cover will be Ginger Minge with a crown. It'll say rigged.
Right. I feel so bad for her because no one is happy about this.
Here's the problem. I think Ginger Minge is very talented. If you guys, if you're new here, it's Amanda and Joan. Guys, if you're just, anyway, if you're new here, it's Amanda and Joan. Every week we talk about all kinds of pop culture stuff. We do different episodes of our, and just like that, currently we're recapping. We do lives every Friday for that. If you like And Just Like That, if you like gossip and all that racket, if you like gays and their supporters, check out our thing. Hit like and subscribe. I don't know.
Do all that. Check out our Patreon.
We've been talking about all season and Just Like That. All season of Drag Race All-Stars 10. The brackets, it was exciting. At the beginning of the season, it was like actually exciting. You're like, ooh. I mean, Amanda wasn't excited, but I was actually excited. I was like, ooh, cool, great.
It'll never be All-Stars 2, which, by the way, we will be covering on our Patreon. So there you go.
I don't know if anything will be. I don't think anything now ever.
No TV show in history.
Overarching, I think Drag Race has lost its way somewhat and isn't as good. I think the characters on the show manufacture their drama too much. Yeah. I think that it's just more about that. And it's weird. I know that over time they have had it. Production knows who they want in the finale. They just do. Even in the regular seasons, they know who they're putting where. Like, they have an idea of where these queens are going to end up. So in this one, I think they knew going in that they wanted Georges to be in the final time because
Georges now going to be back. She's going to have to be back.
She's going to be probably in a versus the world. Or I don't know.
If that's how they have to do it.
I don't know. There's problems with the way that they had this finale set up because going in, my biggest issue with the Ginger thing was that in her bracket, she is talented enough that she could just have done well in any of the challenges, but they so tailored the challenges to Ginger in such a way that it looked manipulative. And people can argue till their fucking face is blue, but you cannot tell me that doing a country girl group challenge was not catered to Ginger. Why didn't they do a punk rock one? You had 2 punk girls. You had Acid Betty and Dia Betty, who would have loved to do punk, and you chose to do a country thing because Ginger's there. You also had a design challenge that you knew Ginger couldn't sew, and so you let them do it in pairs, and you made the comedy part a big part of it. Again,
100%.
We don't need to be manipulated that much. Let Ginger flop in that challenge. Good. That would then maybe have us like her more. But when you force feed us making you think that she won every week of her bracket because it wasn't slightly manipulated to help her, again, she is talented enough. She could have done great in a girl group challenge. It didn't need to be a country girl group challenge. She could have done great in an acting challenge. It didn't need to be where she gets to play a drunk St. Bernard from New York, who of course is going to have whatever.
I thought she should have won season 7, honestly.
I think she would have if she wouldn't have come off as so bitter, especially towards the end when she would play the bitter old lady gang where they were teaming up on the younger ones saying, you don't care.
That was such a long season 7 is such a weird anomaly that everyone kind of hated it. It kind of turned Drag Race on its head. And then season 8, they kind of went back to what we had before. But now Drag Race sucks so much that people look very longingly back on season 7.
Season 7 had really iconic queens. And I think Ginger probably did deserve it maybe more in season 7 to possibly win. I have said, and I think Ginger is very talented, but I've said to Amanda a few times of being like, there's something about her that is not, it does not give me winner. Or next drag superstar. There is a corniness to her. I gotta be on, like, I hate to be mean, but there is a corniness to her that is, and not in like a cheeky way, that like there can be a corniness to Jinx. But you're like,
or like there's always time for Mrs. Kasha Davis or something.
yeah, like there's endearingness in it, I think. I don't know what it is. There's always, in my opinion, been something with Ginger where you're like, I understand you are a finalist, but you're missing one little piece that to me makes
you in All Stars 2, there's that Herstory of the World episode, which is actually my favorite episode of Drag Race of all time. But she does this Horse Around song, and she's so good in that too. I think she got sent home, right?
She does, but that's also the episode where she wears that busted silver outfit that had the lights in it, where she's complaining. I think ultimately a lot of people have an issue with Ginger because she plays the victim often. And she even did in this season, kind of being like, you know, you did this thing to me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Ginger, you're winning everything. Like, and you're gonna then have a problem. Anyway, I'm not completely anti-Ginger. Amanda and I agreed, we feel bad for her at this point.
Everyone's right. No one's happy with this. But again, that's not her fault. The production really fucked up this season.
I saw a person who did like an analysis of how Ginger could have still won, but it could have been less rigged. Like, in favor. And it was like, and people in the comments were like, yeah, this would have actually made it way better because, again, Ginger is talented. She can easily have won all these challenges. You don't need to, though, force it so much that your audience then is pissed and like, okay.
Do you think this is her path to Broadway, as Alaska said? And then Willem was like,
I don't think it's her path to Broadway. I think she wants to be on Broadway, but I don't know that that's going to. Okay.
What's her thing? Like, what character is she playing?
I think she wants to follow Jinx's path of like, I could play an Audrey. I could play the part Jinx plays in Pirates.
I don't really see Jinx being on Broadway as a drag queen / woman role. I don't see that. I see
you
her
mean
more
Ginger?
Ginger. I've seen Ginger. She's going to be on Broadway be as a boy character.
So again, I even think with this really feels like we're talking on Ginger, but Ginger did come out with a single of
that's where I was kind of leading us to.
Defying Gravity, y'all. And
John sent it to me, and I was like, my response was, I didn't need to hear like that song being sung in a comfortable range by a baritone, because it's like, I think I'll try defying gravity, because it's like in a male range.
I'll try defying gravity. It's not any kind of impressive anything, and I hate to be a bitch, but
no, of course not. But it's like, why am I listening to this when I can hear Cynthia or Revo sing it in a high register?
In my nicest frame possible, I don't necessarily think that Jinx is an amazing singer either, personally. But I think she heard
her do what she can do, though, because like Mama Morton doesn't really sing.
She did Suddenly Seymour and all that, though.
Oh yeah, but she also did it in like as a female. I'd love to hear Jinx sing like.
Well, Jinx is trans technically at this point too, so.
Right, but I would love to hear Jinx sing in like without manipulating her voice in any way. Just like this is like the voice they would have used growing up.
Yeah.
Like a Book of Mormon type thing.
Anyway, with the finale, the way that it kind of was laid out was, and this was another mistake, is they had 8 people going into the finale, and then they made it, mind you, you have the person that they obviously wanted to win is not lauded as like a lip sync assassin. I mean, they do okay in lip syncs, but like,
and then against Georgia's.
And that's made it then be a lip sync Lollapalooza thing, and you're like, well, people online literally are like, well, Ginger lost all of her lip syncs, and now
she did because it's raining men. She's like, it's raining men. Hello.
Now, I don't completely agree with that. I do think that Ginger actually at least is embodying what the song is. People also are up in arms of being like, she mocks the person that she's with. That's the only way she gets laughs. And they're like, oh, she makes big eyes. And then she looks at the other person and it's like, yeah. And there's a problem.
It's one of her things.
I don't mind that at all. I think it's hard though when like they did It's Raining Men as the finale lip sync, right?
And which they've already done on the show before.
To be honest though, I'm fine. I think that you should always have a finale song be a LGBTQ classic song. Don't do Wrecking Ball like you did with Trixie and friggin' Kennedy. Don't just
Kennedy won that.
Or they did that one fucking Abracadabra song at the end of last season. And it's like,
what was the one they did when Cameron Michaels came out and then Cameron went online and was like, that was a waste of a lip sync for me.
God, I don't.
I remember being like, oh, girl.
I'll tell you, most of the season, you know, one Drag Race queen that I really can't get on board with.
No.
Ms. Cracker.
Oh, really? I love Ms. Cracker.
There's something about it where I'm like, I don't mean it. There's something about her where I'm like,
interesting.
It's not coming together for me. And so when people are like, oh, she should have won All Stars, whatever, and she was amazing, I'm like,
you know who I'm not too fond of?
Who?
Alexis Michelle.
You know what I'm not too fond of? Tyra Sanchez.
Oh, yeah, that's another good one.
Sherry Pie. You know who I don't like? This might be a controversial opinion, but I'm not really down for Sharon Needles and Sherry Pie.
Oh, God, there's a lot of them. Actually, those might be all of them.
Well,
right.
Okay.
All right.
Guys. Okay, so the way that the lip sync they all went down in this weird, again, this felt manufactured, and I'm not even the type that's like, this is all rigged. I'm not that way. I'm really not, but I'm feeling like you manufactured everything here. They did a bracket system to have people go, and the way that they did it is considered a seeded bracket, which I don't know what that is, but they explain it this way. First of all, they had all the queens rank the different queens in some order of who they thought was their biggest threat.
Yeah, this is so weird and unnecessary, honestly.
I didn't hate it, except that it didn't really make sense because allegedly they said Ginger was number one. But
crazy.
Multiple girls didn't even vote for Ginger in the ones they showed. So I'm like, how did
they all look very confused, including Ginger?
But it made it very perfect because guess what? If you were number one, you actually only had to lip sync the person in last place.
Yeah.
What sense does that make? That your most intimidating is up against the least intimidating?
That's how a sports bracket works, though, Joan. I know because on Doughboys, they always do like a tournament of champions. And
well, I can tell you, they wouldn't have done it that way if they didn't want Ginger to win.
Oh, true.
Why not have 1 and 2 go against each other? Oh, because you wanted them to be the finals. So anyway, they did a lot of rigmaroling here. They choose the 2 people to go against each other, and then they put 2 balls with 2 different names on it in a thing to choose. I'm convinced there's only 1 name on those balls because each person who chose then subsequently won their lip sync. They also got to choose the song that somehow was aligned perfectly with them, such as
what they were wearing.
Now the first one was Carrie Colby versus Ginger Minj, and I didn't think either of them were very great. And I know people online are like, Carrie Colby smoked Ginger, and I'm like, not really. Right. Then we move on to the next one, and I think that was what? I actually can't even remember all of them. That's terrible. I thought Lydia did one of Joyride. Really liked that.
Bosco,
again, having 8 people doing all this was too much. And then to also try and convince me, trying to convince your audience that Ginger Minj beat Georges, Bosco, and Aja. And I'll even throw Lydia B. Collins in. She beat all of them in lip syncs. I'm not believing it because they did a little bit more rigor here. Now there was one moment that did send me into orbit. And now I'm seeing in the days afterwards that people are also living for this. Is
the Bosco thing?
Bosco got to choose somehow again with the 2 balls that probably both said Bosco. She got to choose how to song Burlesque from the movie Burlesque. She's dressed like a burlesque dancer and has feathered burlesque fans on her head. Now, people were like, oh my God, I couldn't believe when she took the fans off her head. Really, guys? I will say, really? But she did do this move. Now, I'm going to believe this is probably like an old school burlesque move that like she learned, or she's incredibly creative. I'm not trying to discount her here, but it's like it seems like a very classic thing that a lot of people like anything has classic shit. She basically, there's this part in the song where it's like, hey, and then it's like silent. And then she does a run, which I'm not even going to pretend to do right now. And Bosco gets down with the fans. She puts one fan in front of her. She has one fan behind her as a backdrop. And then she has one in front of her covering her. And then she puts it down during the singing part and then puts it back up during the part when it's silent, and then changes her body position and then reveals herself again for the next like thing. I screamed. I
forgot how good it looked during this. God, I really am so mesmerized by what a great boob job that is, and how if I wanted my boobs done, I would just show them a picture of this and be like, this is exactly how I want my boobs to be on my body.
Bosco, I don't know what she paid for them, but
God, they were mesmerized.
Probably wasn't enough. Her boobs are incredible, but she also is a very good performer, obviously. But what they do here for her, she finishes this song, she wins it, and then she has to
immediately
the very next lip sync. Ginger, of course, she goes against Ginger, who has had 4 hours to rest after she did her one lip sync against the least the whatever. She goes up, chooses Raise Your Glass by Pink, which is a why. And then Bosco loses instantly, and it's like, oh, okay.
Raise Your Glass is one of those weird songs where it seems like it's upbeat, but it's actually not upbeat. It's very mid-beat.
It also doesn't really go anywhere.
No, it's just
what are you gonna do? Like,
it's super like just mid. You can't. The mid songs are very hard to perform. It's also a really slow ballad or like peppy.
It's more like a song that like people would just be like jumping along to as opposed to listening to. Whatever, more bullshit. They ended up doing it. My favorite part was watching Aja though all night, because Aja was sick of this shit. You could tell she's like, oh, Ginger, okay, Ginger. And now I do agree online that we knew that this was kind of going to happen, because like this is Ginger killing it in her lip syncs. This is her doing Disease by Lady Gaga. It's just her being like, I saw a thing and it's like a girl being like, my boyfriend doing an impression of Ginger, and he's just walking around being like,
putting his arms out like that. That was It's Raining Men. It's Raining Men. Hallelujah.
Again, if y'all wanted Ginger to win, why did you not maybe make this last challenge a verse challenge or anything that you could have manipulated
do what they used to do in the old days and do like a RuPaul music video where you just have a little dialogue beforehand.
Exactly. And then do a little
however you want.
And you could make us believe that Ginger won that. It's really hard, because you've now also done a disservice to Ginger. Honestly, if I were Ginger, I would be like happy, but at the same time, I'd be like,
she won $200,000. So at least that's what Trixie said after she won. She's like, I don't care. I'm rich. People are like, what would you say to people who are pissed? She's like, I'm rich. I don't care. So like, that is perfect. That's hopefully Ginger can feel like that, but like, she better have some kind of Trixie career after this. I hope
she won't, but not to be mean. I didn't think Trixie deserved it in All Stars 3. I remember being like,
Trixie would agree with that, but Trixie has now taken this and has platformed this into being a superstar.
Ultimately, the format of All Stars is not, for me, and never has been, my preferred format for a drag competition, because I would like to just see the best people go forward. And on all of this, well, this season's different because they didn't vote each other out. But like in season 3, Ben de la Creme quitting fucked that season up. Season 4, them voting out Manila.
Oh yeah.
fucked up that season. Like, let's be real. And so ever since then,
Shangela should have won that one, though. No, Shangela should have won 7.
She was on, she was on 3.
That's what I meant. She should have won the one that Trixie won.
I thought Ben de la Creme should have won.
Oh, well, God, I forgot about that. That was a great. I want to rewatch all of these now. The early ones, I mean. All Winners. Was Jinx, was Trixie on All Winners? Who was on All Winners? Was Katya?
Katya never won. Jinx, Monet, Trinity, Shay, Evie Oddly, Raja, the Vivian. That might have been it.
Huh. I must have been drunk off my ass during that season because I don't remember any.
That season was really good though too. You guys. Anyway.
Congratulations to Ginger.
To All Stars 10 and our newest crown queen, Ginger Mint.